Okay? So let's start out as a frontline employee who wants to view their reports. Now, just keep in mind that on this login screen, that Business Objects does have the ability to integrate with LDAP or Active Directory authentication. Okay. And we also do support single sign-on, so the login screen can be hidden. So let's go ahead and log in. And what we're going to see is the default portal that comes out of the box. This portal is called InfoView. And this is where BI consumers would come to consume all of their BI content. It is a thin client, web-based application, so there's no need to install software on each user's machine. And another thing to keep in mind, InfoView can be customized by companies using the SDK, or an individual can customize their own view by utilizing the My InfoView capability noted here at the top. We also see reports can be navigated in a very Windows Explorer look and feel. And we have two groups. We have a My Folders, which contains my favorites, which are pretty self-explanatory. These are reports that I may or may not have created. If I'm a frontline employee, I probably haven't created these reports. But they might be reports that I've copied or made shortcuts to that come out of the standard or operation reports folders. I also have an inbox, and that is really utilized by other people within the organization to send reports directly to me, and I can send reports directly to them, providing that I have the security to do that. This bypasses the need for having to go outside of the Business Objects enterprise and go out to a mail server and then have it come back through a mail client. The second group of folders you see here, these are all operational standard reports. These are the reports that IT would put out there for the end users, and based on their individual ID or maybe their group IDs, they're going to see information that's only pertinent to their business. Okay, so let's click on Favorites. And what we're going to see here on the left-hand side is that Business Objects can also show external documents like Adobe, Excel, etc. All kinds of different types of things, even a hyperlink, a WebIntelligence document, an OLAP intelligence document, a crystal report. We can import whether it's within the enterprise or outside of the enterprise and still place security on who sees those documents. The BI platform also allows an end user to search on any document type based on a title or keyword. Now in this case, I'm going to be looking for the World Sales Report. So I'll simply type it up here in the top and click the arrow, and it will go out and find every report that says World Sales Report. And I've found it located in 2 locations. As a frontline employee, if I want to view this report, all I have to do is simply click the report title. At this point, I'm being presented with a report, and based on how it was set up, the tool will either query the database to get new information, or it will show the report when it was last scheduled, or prompt the user if there are any parameters in the report. I can also maximize my real estate by simply hiding the navigation panel, which I'll do now. So here I can see the report. It's with the data from the database. I can do many things on this report. I can refresh it, change the parameters if available, search for data, print, scroll on it using the VCR buttons or the go-to option. I can also drill on the report. So if I want to see the breakdown of sales, say for example in the USA, I can either click on the group tree to the left and then pick each individual node, or I can simply drill on the chart itself. What this drill does is shows us the next level of detail. So even though the report was created by IT, end users such as myself can still interact with it, whether that be refreshing the report with different parameters or drilling down on the report. Let's scroll back up to the top of the page and go back to the main report. Another key feature is since InfoView is a web-based solution, many users have the ability to download the reports to their desktop. And what I mean by that is you can do this by saving the report into a number of different formats, of those including Adobe, Excel, and Word. So in this case, I'm going to save this as an Adobe format so I can take this offline and show it to my customer or to my prospect. So I can simply hit the export button. I get a dialog box that shows me what types of formats I can output it to, and I'm going to choose Adobe Acrobat, and then we'll click OK. Then it prompts me whether I want to save it or whether I want to open it. I could save it and email it, or I can just go simply just open it and view the report. Now you notice not only does the tool bring over all the information, it brings over the formatting. So I've got a very nice, crisp, clean, easy to read report. The only point is that this is a static report, so we cannot refresh the report from Adobe, but it does allow us to use report in a disconnected fashion. Now let's see some other things that I can do with this report. After, other than viewing and refreshing, printing, and saving it to my laptop, I can do other things such as have a discussion. What that is we have on all the reports that are on the BI platform, and within InfoView, I can see a little discussions toolbar down here at the bottom. If I simply click the up arrow, I see all discussions that have taken place on this particular report. Now in this case, we have a note by the administrator, and we can actually view that note. It says USA sales are stronger this year. What discussions actually do is allow me to collaborate with other users who may be measured on these reports, or who maybe interact with these reports and have input to what the report looks like or what the data looks like. So I can simply reply to the sender, or I can reply to the entire group that I belong to, or I can create a new message discussion thread by simply choosing a new message. Another way I can interact with this report is through the encyclopedia function. What this allows a user to do is get an overview of the actual report. So if I'm a novice user or if I'm new to the organization and I don't really understand what this report's telling me, I can go into the encyclopedia and I can get a description of the report. In this case, it says it's the top 5 country sales with the pie chart, and it drilled down, so on and so forth, all the way down to view the city's company sales. There can also be a purpose outlined here and a usage. And there could be business questions. So they could have business questions posted in here with a guided analysis, which will allow you to drill through the report, and then a glossary of terms. So again, this is just another way to get information about the report or interact with the report if I need to. Okay, I can do other things to this report. As one can see, once I close this, I have lots of options down here. I can view the latest instance. I can look at the history. I can schedule a report, look at the properties, and even modify the report. Typically, organizations will want to provide scheduling for their users, and based on my ID and my security restrictions, I may or may not have that functionality. In this case, we do have the schedule functionality, so let's take a look at that. I simply choose schedule, and then I get a list of things that I can do with this report through the schedule dialog. When do I want to schedule it? I can schedule it now. I can schedule it weekly. Notice that we have nice checkbox items and pop-up menus to make it very easy, point-and-click type environment. I can even pick a custom calendar that has been defined for my department or maybe for my entire corporation. And please keep in mind that you can build any kind of custom calendar that you so choose to fit the business needs of your company. Okay? So let's go back to now. We can also choose a destination. We have a default enterprise location all the way down to an email recipient and everything in between. The inbox is an interesting function because you remember in the beginning I had a favorites and then I had an inbox. This allows me to blast this report out to other people that are within my group. So I could send this report to, say, Adam, and he'll get a copy of this report in his inbox that he can view. I can also send it to email recipients. I just fill in the details and hit schedule, and it will send out a copy of this report via email. And then I also have format options. Excel, Adobe, editable rich text format, and so on. And then I just simply hit schedule. And what that does is it takes us back to the history tab. And it lets us know, it shows me the report that I had just scheduled. And that report is either running